Hello there YouTube, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers video review, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Generation Select's Tigertracks. Now this is a figure from the Selects line of the Generations series of figures, and it's basically just a straight up repaint of the Sideswipe figure that we had in the Siege line. And also a slight variation of the Red Alert figure that we got as well. Now, I didn't get the Sideswipe version of this mold because I already have a Sideswipe, the Universe Sideswipe from a good few years ago, and I was quite happy enough with that particular version of the character. But I saw this figure online when it was first announced, quite liked the look of it in this particular color scheme, so I thought I'd get my hands on it while I could. So just to quickly take you around the character, we have him here at the moment in his vehicle mode, which is kind of like a Cybertonian version of a Lamborghini of some sorts. I have to admit, I really do like the vehicle mode. It's very, very sleek, very, very aerodynamic. It looks like a really, really expensive, fancy sports car, and especially in these colors, this color scheme as well, it does really, really well. Now, if you didn't know any better, you would assume that this was Sunstreaker. You just would, basically. Although Sunstreaker would be completely all yellow with no black highlights really on the vehicle mode. My one complaint about the vehicle mode is actually the clear plastic here. In the Red Alert version, which I do have, it's blacked out plastic. So why they went with a clear plastic on this instead of an all blacked out plastic? I don't really know. But just to go around the figure very quickly, you've got a very nice wheel design. I quite like the wheel designs on this thing. Black highlight markings. All yellow, pretty much, with a nice Autobot logo there on the front. Some nice silver paint detailing on the lights. And very little to no robot kibble underneath. Now, I do wish they had actually added a bit of paint to the rear of the vehicle, because as you can see here, there are some molded detailings for what could be lights, but they didn't actually seem to bother, if I can get it to focus again, they didn't actually seem to bother painting them at all, which is a bit of a shame. There you go. So you see a bit better there. But aside from that, it's a very, very nice vehicle mode. And just to bring in as a comparison his Red Alert counterpart from the main Siege line, there's virtually no difference between the two figures aside from the fact that Red Alert does come with the sidebar here, which is molded on, and Tigertracks actually has a hole in the top here instead, which if you wanted, you could take his gun and just put it in there. Although I have to admit, it looks absolutely awful with that put in there. But aside from that, the two vehicles are virtually identical, slightly different paint job. Although I have to admit, the black markings are exactly the same on both figures. I just realized that now. Both have exactly the same black markings. Although Tigertracks is completely yellow aside from that. But yeah, but I do wish they had gone with a all black tinted windscreen like they had done on Red Alert on Tigertracks as well. I think that would have made the figure look a lot better. I just don't understand why they went with a clear windscreen instead. So you end up seeing the robot legs through there. But yeah, all in all, very nice vehicle mode, very nice color scheme. I really like it. I enjoy it. So we'll just put him into robot mode now, and I'll do a comparison. Okay, so here we now have the figure transformed into his robot mode. And for those of you who do have the Red Alert version of the character, or even the Sideswipe versions of the character, and I say versions because there are two versions of Sideswipe of this mold. But as you can see, he is virtually identical in every conceivable way. This is just a straightforward repaint of the Sideswipe mold. But I have to admit, I really do like it in these colors. I really do like this shade of yellow, the black and the white highlights. And yeah, I really do like this as a robot mode. I wish it was a little bit more different than the Sideswipe version of the character, but you know, maybe some slightly more molded detailing. You do get this missile launcher laser shoulder mounted piece here as well, which doesn't come with Red Alert, but does come with the Sideswipe mold. But just to get a bit there, a bit closer, if it'll focus for me. There we go. I really do like the head sculpt. It's quite a nice head sculpt. Nice silver detailing and blue eyes. And again, this nice Autobot logo here on the chest. It comes with exactly the same gun as Red Alert, which I'll show in a minute. And just as a comparison, that's Tigertracks, and here is Red Alert. And both figures are completely identical in every way. Transformation, molding, everything. They're exactly the same. It's just Tigertracks is a completely different repaint. And actually, sorry, there is one difference. The head sculpt is a little bit different on Red Alert. You do have a different shaped horns, I'll say, on Tigertracks. But aside from that, they are pretty much identical. The guns are identical as well. That's Red Alert's gun. And that's Tigertracks' gun there as well. So as you can see, they're both identical as well. So, you know, if you are getting Tigertracks, you know, at the end of the day, he is just a repaint of the Sideswipe Red Alert mold. That's it. I mean, it's the Generation Selects line. It is just essentially a repaint line with some figures having a more heavy retooling. So that's him next to his counterpart Red Alert. Here he is next to Earthrise Smokescreen. And this is a really good figure as well, actually. I'll be doing a review of this guy fairly soon, I think. And here he is next to Earthrise Cliffjumper. Again, another really good figure as well, which I'll have to do a review of at some point in the near future too. And then last but not least, here he is next to my old favorite and the figure he stands with on the shelf most of the time, the Selects version of Star Convoy. And obviously these two are from the same line. And you can tell there's quite a height difference between these two at the end of the day. There's a sizable height difference, but these two are pretty much on the same shelf with each other 90% of the time. So that's my very quick review and my thoughts on Tigertracks. If you are interested, if you are interested in the Selects line, then it is definitely a figure worth picking up, I think. I do have on pre-order the Sunstreaker repaints, which are coming out as Cordon and Top Spin, I believe they're called. So I'll be getting them at some point in the near future, hopefully. The figure's definitely worth picking up if you like the Selects line. I would certainly recommend getting it. It's a nice, enjoyable little figure, very easy to transform, looks very good on the shelf. It's definitely worth it. So that's my video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hope you've enjoyed, and see you in the future.